Hey everybody, this is Greg for UMAVA, and I have a question for you today. Why do you create? Why do you sit down if you're a musician and work at creating a new piece of music? If you're a photographer, why do you go out and take pictures? If you draw or paint, why do you do what you do? For me, I've had to think about that a little bit because I started taking piano lessons when I was about 6 years old. By the time I was 11, 12, I was getting interested in synthesis, and yet have struggled over the years with attitudes that are in our culture today about music and about the worthwhileness of creating something. In American culture, I think we have a lot of mixed up attitudes. And a lot of times I meet artists and other musicians who are just really too discouraged to sit down and create anything new. There's plenty of reasons for that, from comments from friends and family members to just the sheer amount of volume of stuff being uploaded these days to YouTube. And, I think the iTunes library at this point, if you sat down and tried to listen to everything, would take you something like 20 years to get through. All of those things create a certain emotional or psychological challenge for us as artists. Why create anything? It seems there's a certain amount of inertia that we have to overcome to actually do it. For me, having started taking piano lessons at about 6 and being involved in music making for so long, I've really had to reach in and ask myself, why do I do this anyway? And it's certainly not because I have any, grand illusions at this point. I'm not hoping to get a #1 hit and suddenly become famous. It's not about fame and glory. It's not about trying to impress anybody or have anybody think that I'm cool because I do this. Instead, it's because I think this creative thing, this creative impulse that we have inside of us is a very, very basic part of what it means to be human. You look at Genesis chapter 1, and the Bible opens with the beginning words, "In the beginning, God created." And for me, that's fascinating. If the very picture of who we're to aspire to be in the universe begins with an image of bringing order out of chaos and shaping something to make a work that wasn't there before, then who are we to look at the creative impulse inside of us and say, nah, I can't do that? Genesis 1 goes on and God gives the first humans the job of taking care of the created world. But if you look at the job description, it wasn't a job description that just had, several closed things that they had to do. God required them to exercise their judgment, to look at the raw materials around them and to shape the world in specific ways. And so again, this creative impulse that we have to make things and to share the things that we've made in the world seems to be something that's just deeply ingrained in who we are as human beings. And so if you're an artist of some sort today who's looking at a blank canvas, or if you're a musician who's sitting down today to make something, I just want to encourage you to do it. Just do it. Whatever people are saying around you, just block that stuff out if it's negative and focus on the creative impulse in you. It's a very basic part of what it means to be human. And if other people have mixed up attitudes that don't allow them to see that, don't let that get to you. Don't let that get to you. But go out, create something today, have fun. And as always, hit the subscribe button on our channel. Send us your thoughts, comments. Would love to hear from you.